Is there any situations where backbiting is allowed? Well, yes, there are. But it's not called backbiting. It's called permissible talking about someone in their absence in a negative way. The first way that a person can talk about someone behind their back is when you are complaining about a right that has been taken from you. The second way that a person can talk something negative about someone is if it's for identification purposes. So normally we can't really talk about people's features unless it's a good thing, but if they've got some abnormal features, we're not permitted to talk about that abnormal features, such as to say to somebody, you know, that person who's got such and such blemish in their nose, or the way they walk, or that short person, and so on. Unless there's no other way to identify them. Let's say we forgot their name, we forgot what they look like, or how to describe them. We say, you know, that person that limps, for example. Now, although this is negative, and it could be negative to the other person, we intend good. We just want to identify them for something good and speak well about them. Third way to talk behind someone's back is for the purpose of business. You want to go into a partnership with someone, or somebody's asked you for money, or they want to get into a contract with you, or some kind of work that involves consequences if you're not sure about their honesty and trustworthiness. If you don't know someone, you're allowed to go and ask about their reputation and their honesty. Obviously, you have to be careful not asking about everything about them. And if you do know something, you have to keep it a secret. So it's all done with cautious. Number 4 is for marriage. Somebody wants to know about someone for purpose of marriage. It's only common sense and normal. In fact, you have to ask about that person. Perhaps sometimes you need to ask other people who outside of the family to know about them. It's a lifelong decision. Therefore, Islam allows a person to seek information about a prospective spouse. Number 5 is when somebody is an open evil person. If somebody is an evil person, especially if they're going to harm someone, you're allowed to warn people. So it's called warning. Warning someone about the character or the vindictive behavior of someone else. In fact, it's advisable in certain situations. And number 6 is when you need a fatwa. You sometimes probably need to go to a sheikh, an imam, an expert, a doctor. So fatwa can be not just religious, but anything. Medical advice for someone that you care about, someone you have a problem with, such as to say to the imam or the mufti who has great knowledge, to say, my father or my mother or my child or my cousin or my friend, this and that happened between us, and you possibly have to tell them something that's negative, then you're allowed. These are the 6 cases where talking about someone behind their back is allowed. Otherwise, it is a major sin.